Since the new DLC is on the way for Age of Empires 2 and we have some more info and hints about the upcoming new units, we might take a look and see what we know so far about them. I'm not going to talk about the unique upgrade new skins yet. I think we are going to rate them when the patch is available to us. Today we are looking at the units that can be seen in some footage from the sneak peeks the developer gave us. Let's start with the rocket cards. The rocket cards seem like a regional unit since it is shared by both Chinese and Koreans, as we can see by the developer's update. It is a siege weapon called Hauche, and I believe that it replaces the Mongol line, as there is a note in Korean's update info where it is pointed out that the unique tech Shinkikon will change. Effect changed from Mongol line +1 range, rocket cards and turtle ships +1 range and fire additional rockets. So from this we can safely assume that these cards are a Mongol line replacement. Now I am curious if they will also have visual upgrades or no upgrades at all, as is with the Dromon, which doesn't have an elite version. A small note before we move on, I don't know if this unit here has anything to do with the rocket cards. It appears to be operated by a human, but in game rocket cards appear different. So either it is the same unit and everything I said so far is false, or it is a different unit that we know nothing about it. Next unit is the Witch King guys, as I call them, because they look like they have a swinging flail at their hands. But most likely, and because of the background of this pic, they must be Grenadiers. Grenadiers seems to be a Jurchen's Chinese unit from the Middle Ages, and if it is so, it might be recruitable from siege workshops or archery ranges, or maybe from castles instead of petards. Also at the photo we can see that there is fire in the background, making me think if fire with area of effect damage is introduced in the game, or it is just random effects of destroyed buildings. Or it could be the same splash damage with the onager with just different visual effect. Either way, we can speculate that these Grenadiers might have bonus damage against buildings or other siege units. One last note about them, I wish we could see them at the Byzantines too, but I don't know about that. Next we have the Fire Lancer. It can be trained at the barracks once the castle age is reached, as we can see at the tech tree. It can't be upgraded to the elite Fire Lancer in the Imperial Age. It seems like a regional unit available to the Asian civilizations. Now from the picture I can't tell if it is a ranged unit, but it seems very likely. You can see this guy pointing its spear while smoke coming out of it. At the tip of the lance there is some kind of firework too. I wouldn't be surprised if it is a regional replacement for the halberdiers. Although if it wasn't for its name, I would highly suggest that it is a replacement of hand cannoneers. They seem like they have the same role. Or maybe it is actually a ranged gunpowder unit that has a bonus damage against cavalry, a kind of mix of halbs and hand cannons. Next we have the replacement of trebuchets and bombard cannons for maybe the Asian sieves. The two camels holding a catapult at their backs make me think that this is a trebuchet equivalent. I don't know if it will act the same way, most likely it will be a bit faster but with lower range and damage, while doesn't need unpacking, I don't know. We will have to wait and see. And again, as we take a look at the tech tree, there is a new icon at the siege workshop, the traction trebuchet. To me it looks like a replacement for bombard cannons, and its training place is at the siege workshop next to the bombard cannons, so in a way it makes sense. This trebuchet might be similar to how an original treb works, but maybe faster movement speed and reload time. Now, before we move on, we could also talk about the new unique unit of the Chinese, the Lu Chuans. I have no idea what was that, so I googled it and basically got images of ships with attached trebuchets on them. So I think this is going to be the bombard galleon of the Chinese or the split ships that will come from them. Something like the Dromon again, from the Byzantines, Armenians and the others. Guys, if you are watching this video so far, please consider to subscribe and like and leave a comment. It helps a lot with the algorithm of the YouTube. Always remember, a small click from you means a lot to me. Thank you, and let's move on to the video. Moving on to a more tricky one. These units here are looking like some kind of unique unit that has anti-cavalry bonus because of the spear and maybe high pierce armor because of the huge shields. Either way, if we take a closer look next to them, we can see a building that definitely looks like a Shaolin temple. Being a Shaolin temple, it is a hint that this infantry might be from the Chinese new sheaves from the expected split. Of course, it is obvious from the rest of the buildings that it is an Asian sheave. This speculation though could be entirely wrong, as developers tend to mix different type of units in the update pictures they share, so they could be something completely irrelevant with the Asian sheaves. Now let's see the Hei Guang cavalry. It seems by its description that is most likely a night line unit. The name itself suggests that it is a Chinese unit. The tech tree shows us the same, the night line is missing and there is another heavy cavalry unit next to it. So I believe it's safe to assume that this unit is from the Asian night line. Basically, it is the knight and the cavalier equivalent upgrade, with missing only the paladin upgrade. What I think is that we are actually looking at a reskin of the knight with different names, slightly different cost and stats, but same category. Now, could these units at these photos be the Hei Guang? The idle stance reminds me of the Custiliers, they might use the same model, but their design reminds me of the steppe lancers. Although at the tech tree they seem quite different. The horses don't have armor, rather some kind of colored leather, and maybe two flags or lances on their backs. Also, I can't see if they use sword or spear. But what do you think about this unit? Let me know in the comments. There are some other units too, like the fire archers, but I did a quick search and nothing came up. It is obvious though, it is also an Asian unique or a regional unit. I can't think what its use is going to be though. Archers with damage against buildings and siege? Anti-archer archers? Let me know what you think in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you in the next video.